Welcome to Deep Thought, the feeling of freedom, low stress. Now, this is kind of a companion to a podcast I did on my business channel about financial freedom. But another really important aspect of just feeling freedom is low stress. All right, so the genesis of the podcast I did on my business channel was taking my car in just to get an oil change. And traditionally, when I get an oil change, I take it to one of those places and, they inspect it and they find everything else. And the only thing they found this time was they said I'll need a brake job in maybe 6 months. They say my brakes are halfway down, which I ain't surprised. I haven't had a brake job in years. I'm surprised I haven't had to change them yet. But then I don't, as I mentioned in the other podcast, I don't drive the car that much, maybe on average less than 100 miles a week, right? So I don't drive it. In fact, I've drive it so less. I haven't had to change the air filter in the car since I got it, and I got it in 2011. And trust me, that's one of the main. They checking on the air filter and everything, right? So I haven't had to change that because I just don't drive it that much. I don't drive it, or when I do drive it, it's like in a short area, right? So anyway, right? So one of the things I was like, I'm sitting in the waiting room and, I'm sitting chilling. I'm relaxing. I'm writing. I'm like typing in ideas for videos and whatnot. I said, I got to do a video on this, because financial freedom is, money is metaphysical. Money is metaphysical. In fact, just making money is metaphysical because what they call it, currency, is an energy. Money has an energy to it. It's a deep energy. Like to make money, there's a certain, like if you develop within yourself certain personality traits, certain attitudes, or certain energy, you'll draw money to you like a magnet. And, but to somebody uninitiated, it'll just look like, just your personality traits. Like I give you an example, and this is a tangent, but you know how we do on this channel. We just flow with spirit on this one, right? If you're a hardworking person and a prompt person, if you just those two things, and they don't seem metaphysical, right, at first, but if you're a hardworking person and a prompt person, like you always show up to the job on time, you consistent, and then when you're there, you work hard, you'll get money. Because that's one thing employers look for. First they want to know if you're going to show up all the time. Then they want to know if you're actually going to work hard on the job. Now, it might seem like some magic, but somebody with that, people going to always try to give them jobs. You might even, like, depending on where you work, you might have a customer or something. They say, you work real hard. You like a job somewhere else? Right? So people like say, oh, how they always getting money and stuff? Because they work hard, and people see that. If you see that, you steady, it literally draws money to you, right? There's some other stuff too, but, we'll talk about that in another one. But the point, getting back on track, right? One thing about freedom is low stress, right? Because if you really look at the cause of most sicknesses out here, most people's problem is stress. It's stress, trust me. And I've been in a position where, you get those cutoff notices. And if you've ever got one in life, that shit's stressful. That's stressful to know that you get something saying your electricity could be cut off. If you don't pay this bill on time, or your water cut off. Or the worst one, like, whether you're living in an apartment or you buying the house, you miss that one payment or something. All of a sudden, if you're in an apartment, you get that like thing from the sheriff taped on your door, because they come for it quick. They don't wait. Some people don't wait. Or even though with foreclosures and stuff, they say they wait 3 months. They start to proceeding after 1 month, right? So it's just like that's stress. That's stress, right? Now, getting back to how money affects all of that, you know, the energy of money, if in this particular society you need money to go along and do stuff, it lessens your stress. You don't have as much stress. Now, it's not going to bring you ultimate happiness. Let's get that clear, because ultimately money is a tool. That's not the key to your happiness, but it's the key to you not having stress. You might not be happy, because there's always, a lot of happiness. It depends on how much peace you have in your life, and you could have peace in your life and, have everything falling apart around you, but that's an advanced spiritual person. Most of us just average with that thing. So, you have that, it's less stress, you can do stuff. Like for me, using the example of the car, and I thought that was a very important lesson. And I mentioned this on the sister video to this, right? There was a time when, I would do work on my car myself. If it was a flat or something, need new tires, Ron put those things on himself because I didn't have the money to do it. I had to just get just enough to get some stuff to fix some things. There was a lot of stuff I fixed just because I couldn't take it in. And I'm not a mechanic, so that's scary, ain't it? But it's you get a sense of freedom and low stress when you can take care of stuff. All right? You don't have to worry about a cutoff notice. Or you don't have to worry about getting charged on a bill, a late fee on a bill. When the bills come, I pay them right away. Like literally, like same day, as soon as I get it, boom, pay it. Every single bill I get, I pay it on the same day. All right? Which, let me jump into some more just some life stuff. If you can, try to do that. That'll show up on your credit report, just not the way you think it does. There's a lot of stuff that shows up on credit reports that they don't show the public. So if you can pay that bill the same day you get it, the exact same day, try to pay it early. They pay attention to those things. Pay attention to a lot of things. I might need to discuss that on my business channel. But anyway, right, you can pay those bills. You can pay your rent or mortgage. You can pay your car note. You can fix your car if it breaks down. Shoot, the refrigerator go bad. The only thing you could pay for it. Only thing you might have a slight inconvenience of having to go and get another one. You might have, eat all that food up right away or something like that. You can get stuff repaired, all of that. But that's part of freedom, And when you have that type of freedom, right? When you have that feeling, you don't have the feeling of stress. Let me take it back to the car place again. And I think I mentioned this maybe in this early on or in the other one. I was sitting back chilling. I was relaxed. I was like, man, this is cool. I ain't stressing over like getting under this car and getting up on something so I can get under there. And I was like, man, this is cool. Because when you got that feeling of freedom, your mind, you think better. You think better. You don't have a headache or something. Like, I would say now, where I'm at in life now, I have to think back to when I've had a serious headache, right? From stress. That's the only time. Like, I haven't had a serious headache from stress in a while because I don't get stressed. Usually, if I do get a headache, it was like when I had a cold or something. Right? And even that was like some slight stress. I mean, you don't get rid of stress totally just because you're living in this life and stuff happens. Right? But, even then, just something directly, just like, oh, how I'm going to pay this, anxiety over something. It was like, no, you're going to pay it. It's like, I can go out, something happened now. I don't have any stress because I'm like, I can take care of it. But that's a feeling of freedom. Your mind is free. And see, here's the thing. When your mind is free, then you can focus on stuff like I'm talking about. You can focus on meditating more. You can meditate on, the meaning of Thanos, right? You can think about other things you can do to make your life fulfilling because you're not stressed over little stuff. And that's the real freedom. So anyway, right? That's it for now. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace and blessings.